Yo, I'm just checking if it's working.
We should be good.
Yes, sir.
How's your Monday, you guys? Have a relaxing weekend?
It's been a good weekend. A little bit of a busy Monday today, but been a good weekend.
I swear, my whole brain just dumped over the weekend, and it just feels like it's been so long since Friday. It was nice. It was a nice weekend. Other than the chaos of the last couple of weekends, this was great.
Facts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm currently in between moving from an apartment to a condo, so it's interesting. I'm busy.
Very.
Nice. How far is the move? Moving is like literally the worst human experience.
For
It's up there for
Yeah,
sure, bro.
you're not
It's
wrong.
up there. Luckily, it's only like 30, 35 minutes.
Oh, it's not too bad.
okay.
Yeah, I'm getting to that age where I can't ask my friends to help me move anymore and like give them pizza. I have to like go hire some movers.
Yeah, it's
brother.
gotta be something
Pizza don't cut
affordable.
it.
Well, how's you guys make any trades over the weekend? Any weekend updates? If not, we can just go straight into the macro stuff. I don't know if Rotes, you want to start off with the slides, or you want me to pull up the Bitcoin chart?
You can go right into the slide here to start. We'll kick it off with a few updates on what's going on there. Into the slide, next slide. So last week was a nice rebound, really strong from where we were last weekend. Last weekend, of course, we had our massive puke across markets. The carry trade was going to unwind us all. It hasn't been the case. Now we're just fretting over wars and anything else we can be concerned about, which is again what I highlighted last week, and I called out that we really seem to play the off hours pretty dramatically when it comes to crypto, and anything we can react to and trade to seems to be the case. And because there's enough going on globally, macroly wise, that it does create some extra volatility over the weekends. This weekend, however, was generally speaking pretty calm, pretty chill. We stayed in a pretty close range, which is nice. ETH got some positive ETF flows last week. Probably will continue. So we should see some strength through ETH. I know when we talked about the ETH ETF, kind of looked at that 10-ish day window, just kind of comparing it to what Bitcoin was, and that we could probably see some positive momentum after that 10-day window. It seems like that's starting to be the case. It is outperforming here today, but so is Solana. So it's, maybe Bitcoin's just underperforming, but overall, looking like we're getting some strength through the ETF in ETH. ETH itself has kind of been questioned a little bit here lately. In general, I guess when it's underperforming and everyone says, "Oh, ETH is toast." I mean, it's a number 2 chain for a reason, and it's got an ETF for a reason. So it should continue to capture some energy there. Sui, another chain that's performing well. I don't know about the long-term outlook here on Sui, but it is kind of the top performer in recent times, but it's still much lower down, kind of regaining to where it was really 4 or 5 months ago, if I recall. And so it's just kind of regaining up that way. So it will be a bit of a volatile week overall. We have CPI, production, inflation, retail sales, a few different things going on through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So any one of those could kick off a down move or a strong rebound here. We are fighting against trend for the most part across all time horizons. So everything's trending down in the terms of Bitcoin, and we haven't really reclaimed any levels for the most part. So, the chart would say that we're still looking to move downward until we start to get some reasonable breakout. And that's probably that 61 and a half range kind of thing. NFTs fairly quiet. Meme coins we'll get into afterwards. So we might come back to these slides, but I'll switch it into the chart here. Pause for a second, maybe open it up to thoughts on the broader market.
Yeah, I mean, I like how everything's held. On Bitcoin specifically, I mean, it did dip pretty low, faster than I expected, but we didn't have any daily closes below 54,000. So, and then the
Mhm.
next day we went up, right away. So I like how we're holding here. We made another small retracement. I'd like to see it continue to hold here. Probably depend on the news this week, like you're saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talking to a lot of people, especially the VCs this bull cycle, a lot of them bullish on Sui and Tan. So good seeing the strength on Sui on that end.
Right. What are our thoughts about Bitcoin and in general over this week? Is it we're just kind of in this uncertainty kind of chop range? We're holding this level here, I guess, for the most part. Pretty wide band in this range here. Until we see something moving a little higher. 1 hour is looking somewhat good, but otherwise, yeah. I mean, we're not in any uptrend across any levels up until we get to like weekly, monthly, 3 day, that kind of sort of stuff. Daily's close, but we're going to see some resistance off of here. So gain that 62, 61.5. That whole range is where we're in. I think a little bit of sideways, a little bit of a cool off here, kind of consolidate for a bit before we get some momentum upward would be nice. I still got this back end feeling that we want to test lower another time before it moves. We're going to let the charts kind of call that out. I'm not as strongly convinced as what we were when we had that prediction a couple weeks ago. Where's Bitcoin going to be after the weekend? We were wondering whether or not it's going to be above 65 or below 65, and it's when it completely puked. In that range, I was expecting a 60K possible retest, but not necessarily 47, 48. That was pretty significant, pretty fast. But yeah, I still have this kind of back end feeling that we could test down lower one more time, depending
I
on
would
your
not be
guts.
surprised.
Yeah, that's the trend we're in right now, right? And nothing kind of really says otherwise. There's nothing significant in there. We're listening to some other thoughts here throughout the day today. We could still be holding pattern really till fall, which I think is a pretty constant consensus. Is that we're looking at October at the earliest, maybe November, until things really start to rally. So kind of just play your longer term horizon when it comes to crypto macro. I think is probably pretty safe. DCA in if you're still adding in, and if you're already in your positions, don't be afraid to maybe take a bit of profit on the way up. You can always rebuy if we break all-time highs and get that real strong push. So yeah, otherwise sideways action, I think for the most part, with a kind of leaning a bit bearish, at least what it's saying right now.
Yeah, I'll jump in here if I can.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love to see the charts, and I've always been a fan of what Tyler and Garrison does, and obviously you do it too. And I've never been much of a chart guy. I've been more of a world sentiment guy, and that's kind of where I get my news from. And recently we had a bunch of negative news and the wars and all the drama going on politically and stuff like that. And you can kind of see it within the markets where we had to kind of trace back and it kind of hit a little dip. And I've said it before, until we see something kind of definite, I don't really see much change. And if you've been looking at the timeline and you've been watching the news, you haven't been seeing much world news going on lately. There hasn't been much of a change. It's been kind of stagnant at the moment. So currently, I don't really see much happening again. And kind of had this moment a couple months back where it kind of stayed stable for a couple weeks until something came out, and then you had the Gaza wars pop out a little bit more heavily, and then you had the Biden dropping out of the election, and we kind of had like a little small pump, and then and markets moved a little bit, but at the moment, I don't really see much. It's not much world news going on right now. There's not much chaos or positive sentiment in any way. So I am leaning towards the kind of bearish side of it. I do see a little bit of a drop coming just because of the sentiment of the news in the world. And until something more comes out that's a lot more definite and screams some change, I don't really see much strong movement in any direction. You know.
You're not wrong there. I think there's greater probability at the moment for negative news, negative impact on and news sentiment to push things down. We've had some of the political stuff buoy a bit at times. I think the strength of where Republicans stand and how well Trump is doing tends to kind of be the best barometer for that. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. But it is kind of nice to get some of that rest and relaxation, so to speak, in terms of a little bit calmer here. And I mean, we talk calmer, but like you look at the last couple of days, and it's still a fairly reasonable move. It's just not what we've been experiencing here lately. In fact, this morning we had some pretty wild swings up and down. That when you kind of set it up there, it's quite the volatility that we had there briefly. But yeah, we'll maybe move past Bitcoin into Ethereum.
I was gonna say, pretty simple trading if you look at the trend, the channel on Bitcoin. It seems like there's just a bunch of liquidations, and you can probably buy the low of the channel and hold for probably a week or two and hit the highs of it. It seems like, I mean, it's still range bound by a decent amount. And I agree with you on the weekend stuff. I mean, this weekend was relatively chill compared to what we've been experiencing. So good change of pace, I think.
Yeah. It's a bit of liquidity up in the higher 61K range. Also some built up down through 57. So there's kind of some channels in there. This is a 24-hour. I had looked at it on the monthly before. But this CoinGlass one is a really nice look for where liquidity is sitting. And kind of gives you an idea where there's that pull to wipe some of that out. But yeah, you're right. This thick channel here is kind of where we're in and out. And if we break above, then we're probably looking pretty positive and pretty strong. If we lose this kind of range here, then we're in this continued downtrend. So but yeah, on to ETH. ETH had really got hammered the hardest out of the majors from this sell-off. It really tumbled, but it has now since recaptured some of it. Really struggling on this 2,700 range. It's tested it several times now, which could lead to a breakdown if you want to get kind of cute. A bit of a oops, not that cute. Sorry, a bit of a cup and handle in there, a tiny one. I don't know if we're looking at that breakout, but this 2,700K I think is a good spot. We want to see a breakout, and then we're 28, 2,900, kind of the next area of interest. But it's looking better. Like I said, I think the flows are going to help for Ethereum. Flow wise, they can have a bit more of a positive impact, I think, on Ethereum, depending on what kind of range of volume comes into it. It's a smaller asset overall. So if we have a decent amount of inflows in there, it could have a positive price appreciation for Ethereum, and it could be a nice get here over the next little range here, as we could go back up into ranges we weren't too far gone from. So some strength there. Of course, the other narrative with Ethereum is there the belief that Ethereum is the ideal chain for a lot of the activity, and depending on where you sit there, that's kind of the only hesitation point really for Ethereum with that.
Yeah, man. I got the ETH Bitcoin chart pulled up here on my computer. I'm looking at. It's nice. It's kind of cool to look at the chart here. Like, I don't know if you ever like compare ETH to Bitcoin or the ETH Bitcoin dominance chart, but it's kind of cool. Looks like it's like hitting about a 78.6 retracement. ETH I mean, looking at this, you'd assume chart wise, like just chart analysis, forget everything else. It would look as if ETH's gonna continue moving up, but hard to say if Bitcoin's going to keep continuing down and moving down. I don't see Ethereum gaining much traction if the main market movers moving in the opposite direction. But looking at it on a chart, I mean, it looks
I got the right one up here.
You can also share your screen. I can add you on the stage if that works.
Let me see. The problem is I got it on my computer. I'm on my phone because, like I said, I'm in between. I'm not at my normal desk, but yeah, I think you might be on the same one. Are you on the week? What are you on, the hourly right there? 4
That's
hour?
4 hour.
4 hour. Hit the weekly. Yeah, kind of similar. I mean, it's not as. I don't think it's the exact same chart, but
It's probably a different source. So like his is the
Could be.
Binance one. I'm not sure which one.
Binance, could be Coinbase. Yeah.
yeah.
I had these all kind of pegged out and marked out. I found I wasn't using them nor understood them in a way that I could actively kind of trade off of. But that's where you're not wrong in the terms of finding outperformers, etc. Right? When things are there. So I know Bitcoin dominance kind of peaked up here a bit. If we in that 60% range, I think is the kind of the level where it's kind of most interesting. We could take that 60% range and then down, or we start to kind of move off of that. But it's the Bitcoin into alts and then alts into meme kind of pattern that's kind of expected or to play out. We could be starting to see some of the start of that with that, and then obviously ETH is definitely leading the way with a good amount of strength.
Yeah, it looks like Ethereum's trying to push up to that 2,800 right now. It's struggling at these lower levels, but
yeah, we're
trying
above
to.
that 2,700 right now. Like I said, that's an important close above there that we break out here. I think it's you're looking to push up more towards this 2850.
Yeah, let's
zone
check it at
next.
the end of the call, see where it's at.
Right. Yeah, and then Solana kind of just range bound for the most part, in between ranges here.
I know Solana just had a crazy dip recently.
Yeah, last week went from, let's see,
Even yesterday was pretty significant for it.
2 weeks ago went from like 190 to 120.
112.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So great rebound. It's kind of in this longer trend here overall. So maybe a bit of ping ponging sideways action. Anything kind of moving up above 160 right now, I think is really strong for it. But it's as it sits right now, I think it's at a good level for any kind of Solana entry. Looks pretty strong in this range. Your downside is maybe 140, 141 in terms of support, and then you have some upside there where if it does break above this kind of 160 range, Solana is looking good. So, and it's really, again, really leading the way meme coin action wise and use wise, kind of overall pretty good. I am going to pause there. Anything else we want to touch on the crypto side of things?
No, I don't think so. Like you said, everything's looking a little slow, kind of, for the most part. Micro, a little bit on the bearish side, possibly. Like you said, we just got to watch these levels closely here for the next couple days / weeks. You never know how long it'll be in crypto. So,
yeah, I mean, starts as early as tomorrow.
Exactly.
With the inflation numbers coming in. Wednesday's kind of the biggest indicator, but we'll watch that. Rate cuts can probably lending up to next month as well, and so there's definitely enough going on in the near future. But as long as there's no imminent attacks or anything like that goes on in the Middle East, I think we're probably a bit sideways. And anything other than that, positive or negative, kind of will tell a little bit more of the general sentiment towards it. Everything was really positive and strong towards Bitcoin in general. So I think other than the hesitation to what's going on the macro side of things, it should be strong, long term either way. So
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that right there.
Yeah, I heard. Not to switch topics. I heard. Did you get the notification today that the White House says the attack would be this week? The Iranian attack.
I didn't see the notification, but I had heard that, we were expecting something by this weekend. Is it, or is it even before then?
I heard this week, so
Okay.
that's what I'm expecting. Not sure how good the intel is, but I mean, I think a lot of the coins that I consider alts are still holding pretty strong. Still haven't found a good entry on TON yet, which is surprising. Seeing all the volatility on crypto in general.
This bounce right here is actually not a bad spot on the daily. Held off pretty good. Obviously, everything was a good value just a few days ago. Otherwise, TON is kind of fighting this support resistance range right at 627, I would say.
I haven't actually.
4 hour.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen much about the specific meme coins on the TON network, and I've seen. I know a couple months back before Arbitrum and Optimism, there was a couple plays that happened on there, and there was a wave that happened beforehand of talks. And I know I've been hearing a lot about meme coins and on-chain activity recently about TON. So I imagine on-chain activity has definitely been increasing over the past couple months. Like I said, I haven't seen specifics about certain coins or what's actually happening on there, but I have seen a lot more activity happening on-chain.
Yeah, I'd look into. I was gonna buy the TON token as well. I'm not sure how bullish I am on meme coins on TON, just because it's such a new token, new L1 that there's not the liquidity the same as Sol, right? You can't really go wrong with Sol and meme coins right now. That's kind of where people are trading meme coins. That's kind of where people expect to trade meme coins. So it definitely helps in the liquidity department to be on Sol.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I wasn't saying this. That's why I actually don't know much about the coins on there because of that specific fact. I just know that, like, if there's activity on there, that means it's something that could help the price stay a lot more stagnant or a lot more stable in heavier markets if there's a lot of activity on chain. It's just I've seen a lot more pickup recently, but like you said, it's not enough liquidity. It's too new to be taking the risk to try and make some money on the network.
There's a bunch of networks out there. It's a competitive market right now.
Yeah, I would not. I would try to stick to Sol meme coins, even though Sol or ETH. I think Sol's definitely the easier one to trade, just because liquidity and gas are so much cheaper on Sol than on ETH. So, just stay away from the random meme coin PvP on other chains.
Yeah, I've always personally leaned towards ETH. I do like Sol. It just moves super fast sometimes, and makes it a little bit more tricky. But I know recently Ethereum's actually gotten a lot cheaper than what it once was. But it's definitely a lot cheaper to do it on Sol as well.
Yeah, those gas fees are a lot sweeter than they were back 2 years ago, bro.
You remember when they were like $200 for a trade? You go get like a $50 NFT, you got $200 in gas fees.
I tried getting an NFT once. I didn't even get it, and it still charged me a couple hundred in gas. It was tough.
Yeah, I think a lot of the chain activity has gone over to Sol now, especially with meme coin stuff, especially the volume stuff. So
Yeah,
it's good to see ETH getting a break, and probably L2s need to take up some of that slack as well. So
Yeah, Base as well. I know Base has taken off quite significantly lately, but still not as large as Solana or Ethereum when it comes to activity, but I know there's been a lot more action on Base as well.
Well, with the talk of meme coin, I will switch in there. I was just taking a look at Ton Sui. Ton's interesting here. Where you're really wanting to see it is in this like 280, 290, or sorry, 680, 690 range, where it's probably a bit more positive, but it's coming up over this kind of like shorter term trend, watching for a bounce off of here and continue to move up. But it's kind of almost being pinched off here. So watch there on what's going on with Ton. Into meme coins, we can take a look. Well, actually, do we want to touch NFTs beforehand, or do we want to jump right into meme coins? Meme coins are a little bit more of a natural flow, but sometimes we get a little lost once we get into meme coins in terms of running away and taking a look at everything.
Let's hit meme coins first since we're already here.
Okay, sure.
Thanks, he was hyped. He's on a roll, bro.
I was gonna say, I was a little excited
Yeah,
about this.
I mean, what are you guys playing right now? I've been looking at PopCat. Did not get owned by the Trump coins, so I'm still alive. And then Nairo, I think is a pretty good buy at this moment. Also, I was thinking about over the weekend. So when you look at meme coins, I look at market cap only. I don't even look at the price. I look at market cap, and then I started looking at Sol and WETH instead of in USD. What do you guys think?
Sol as ETH, you said?
Like instead of looking at like, oh, it's 2 cents a coin, I look at it in ETH or Sol terms.
Right. Oh, I see.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, I see what you're
no,
saying.
I do the same thing. I know what you mean though, because it's like you talking like, oh, I'm up 0.4 ETH or something like that. I know exactly what you mean, but
because like over the weekend, I'm in Nairo, right? So basically Nairo was going up, but ETH was going up at a faster pace. So I was like losing ETH holding Nairo, basically. If you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though I'm still gaining dollars, it's just I'm losing ETH. So when I trade it out, let's say by 1 ETH, I'll get like 0.95 or something.
It makes it a harder trade, right? It makes it harder to kind of read the charts, etc. I would assume for the most part that most people are looking at it still in USD, kind of visually looking at it in USD and then comparing market cap in terms of where it's at. So that's probably where I would suggest to be looking and trying to make it and trade it. Otherwise, you're looking at something that may be totally different from what everyone else is looking at. But you're not wrong in the perspective of like, if you're playing a meme coin and macro's doing better with any of the majors, then you want to be over in the majors, right? So it's a good consideration for sure.
Yeah, man. It actually made me think about too, when borrowing and lending. I know it's a little bit off topic of the memes, but it reminded me of the borrowing and lending. Sometimes when you're borrowing or lending, depending on what you're giving them or the interest rate you're paying or getting, it's like kind of the same game you're playing, right? If you're holding Aave, but you took a loan out in Aave, as Aave goes up, you owe the same amount of Aave, but the U.S. dollar amount is actually you owe more in U.S. dollars, but about the same amount in Aave. But it's interesting to think that, bro, because does the chart like actually show that like in ETH, or are you doing it more mental?
Yeah, you can do it if you go
You can
like
switch
so.
it, yeah.
Rhodes is sharing his screen right now. If you go to that bar on top, you can change from USD to WETH.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a long-term thing. Like when you've held Ethereum for so long and you've traded meme coins, then like it's because like for me, I use trading bots, so it's like 0.1 ETH instead of doing like $150 or $250. It's 0.1 ETH or 0.5 ETH. So then whenever you're trading, you're trading in ETH. You're not actually trading in US dollars. Like you are trading in US dollars, but everything is shown as ETH. So like he said, instead of like looking at things in US dollars, I look at things in ETH too as well. Like my dollar amounts or what I'm trading and how much I'm getting back.
No, it's interesting because like if I were to specialize in anything, I'm looking at the markets like or analyzing. I feel like it's probably pattern recognition. So like it's interesting to see that or think that. 'Cause it just made me think like not that I know a pattern off the top of my head, but it's just interesting to see that or even think that way because maybe there is a little pattern in there like Rhodes said, the Bitcoin dominance, the ETH dominance, like they're cool charts to look at sometimes, but like what does it really mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Remember when now I'm curious to look back at like remember when WIF had that like explosive growth. At the same time, Solana went up like I don't know 2x probably, right? At the same time from 100 to 200. So I'd wonder what that would look like on the chart. If you go to market cap and then go Sol instead of US dollar. I mean, it probably still overperforms, but probably not to the extent that we expected.
Yeah. And the other thing, I'm thinking about too, kind of like pattern wise, like, you brought that up as well. Thanks to like sometimes I actually use Maker as like almost an indicator. I think I kind of brought it up last time we were on the call, but sometimes I use Maker as an indicator for the alts because a lot of ETH gets locked up inside of Maker, and that's when you go to that DeFi Llama, you can see all the liquidations and stuff like that. But kind of in a similar manner, right? Maybe it's in a way a early indicator.
Sorry, explain that again. I kind of missed
So,
that.
no, you're good. Like a lot of the times, like I would say more Ethereum token, Ethereum network. But like when Maker pumps, so like Maker the token MKR, when that pumps, like dude, usually like a week after. I've been watching it since about 400. Usually like a week after it goes, all the alts start to follow, and it kind of makes sense because a lot of the Ethereum gets locked up in their protocol in their lending and borrowing protocol, so then they can go borrow more against their Ethereum, pretty much get 70% of what they just loaned out, and then they go and buy other tokens too. So it's in a way I use it as like a early indicator. So if like Maker starts to run or breaks out in either direction, it gives me an idea like, okay, people are taking their money out in ETH or they're getting liquidated in other tokens. So kind of like then you go to the DeFi Llama and you can also see those liquidation levels, kind of what we looked at last Monday too. But in a way, it could maybe be like an early indicator for like to see which direction the market moves. Because again, like if Maker starts when a Maker start falling below 18, pretty much it was like $2,100, I think it was. Like I was like, ooh, like once it broke that zone, bro, I'm like, uh-oh, we might move down here for a little bit longer. I'm thinking maybe some more money's coming out of here.
I see. So it's like a ETH. It's like an early ETH indicator, basically, because due to leverage in the ETH whales there.
Yeah, and in a way, I mean, it's obviously not something that I would say happens directly or exactly every time, but almost every time I've watched Maker run, bro, the ETH and pretty much any ETH tokens run with it because a majority of ETH is locked up in there. So I assume those people that are locking up their ETH are maybe grabbing those tokens too, or more Ethereum network tokens.
So other than your Nairo play, what are the other ones that we're looking at?
I've actually last week we had the conversation. Well, you guys, I wasn't on the show yet, but you guys had the conversation about Nero, and ever since then, I've been making a few trades based off that narrative. So the whole narrative is based off of Kabusa Mama, the owner of the Shib family, and there's been a couple of different plays that's coming out of it. There was the cats and the dogs. You had Tsuji, which is like the oldest cat, I think it was, and then there was the Ginan
Hmm.
and Oni, and which was those were all the cats, and there was a couple different projects that had some decent pumps off of that, and then there was also the dog side of it. Fuku, there was a new dog that's been adopted by her. It was like the 3-month-old new Shiba or something. And there's been a couple different plays off of it, but the whole narrative is based off of the new dogs. There's supposed to be like a new season of dogs because it's the new generation. So the whole narrative that they're saying, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I know Nero's doing pretty well, but the whole narrative of what they're saying is like the Nero is the new Doge and the Fuku is the new Shiba, and there's a couple different cats that are supposed to be taken over, but it's I'm not saying they will, and that's just what the whole narrative is, and
Yeah.
there's been a couple different plays that have been happening off of that, and I've made some decent trades off of it. I actually backed out on a couple of them and put some money into high caps in the NFTs, but there has been a whole wave of narratives that came off of the whole Nero, the token pumping, and obviously that's the narrative in itself. It did well, so whatever they can kind of attach to it or kind of bring close to it to use for like engagement, they do that as well. But there has been it's been a nice little wave of cats and dogs again.
It's you nail it though, right? It's the narratives. Can you identify a narrative? You know, we had that cat narrative for so long, and now it's the Doge family kind of narrative. Obviously, the crypto narrative that's kind of been around for a bit too. But if you can identify a narrative and just sit there and watch for it, and get in on those new narratives quick, it's your easiest, most profitable trade as long as you're kind of playing with the right entry and exit strategies with it. So well done there. At least we were able to identify a bit last week on that. So that's helpful.
Yeah, like I said, and also, I mean, just the price range of Nero in itself is a narrative. Like I said, when you have a token that does so well and it pumps so fast, it gets the attention of a lot of people. It kind of brings hope back too, of people are like, oh, it can happen. So then the next coin that comes out, they have that belief of, oh, it can happen. Nero did it. So other than just the cats and dogs narrative of the I don't even know how to say it, to be honest, like Kasubu or Kabusa or the family, that dog family. It's that whole narrative in itself, it did very well, but it created, like I said, the excitement of it can do it again, and that was a narrative within itself too.
Yeah, I actually think Nero is going to be $1 billion for sure. That's the narrative.
It's the only narrative you need, right?
Money, what we're here for.
I mean, it's what, it's 4x from here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, what's it at now? I know I seen it at about 261 million the last time I seen it. I haven't really. I got in it quite early and I actually
225.
faded. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. I sold
225
it
right
super
now.
early.
225 and in a bit of a downtrend at the moment. But I think, you know, if it breaks up over this, I don't even know where to point. I've been playing around with this kind of range and support resistance, and there's a bit there. I don't know. There's a bit going on there. I don't know. I think that 200 range is more of a key level, to be honest. This one just doesn't quite fit where I have it in this like 225 range, but
if you go to the WETH chart and market cap, there's a huge support at 75,000, roughly.
yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
probably the
looking at,
same.
really.
That's probably the same as the 200K range there.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to enter. Oh, I've been entering a little bit amount every time, just around that area, and going
Mhm.
to and trying to hold it for that 4x, and probably that's my exit point. Or
It's a lot
I'll have
cleaner.
a moon bag, but I'll have
It's a lot cleaner when you look at it in WETH terms than when you look at it in USD terms. So
right. I was thinking, I was like, this is what I was thinking the whole weekend, right? I was just like,
yeah,
that is a interesting chart, like
Yeah.
format, you know, because like this is definitely gonna pump when ETH pumps, just because people have more liquid and I don't know, just the bull cycle and people getting hyped. But yeah, I think it takes out that factor.
Yeah, it's become like the new excitement. I know. I've been hearing a ton of buzz about it and seeing that all over my timeline personally. Like I said, I sold it early. I made a little bit of money off of it. I definitely faded. I got a regret on that, but it is what it is. Profit is better than nothing. But yeah, no, it's definitely the new excitement. So whenever ETH starts pumping, I do think a lot of liquidity will go back into it. I know, Danksy, it seems that you do a lot of the meme coins. Have you seen? There's a new little trend with the recently Elon posted about Grok 2, the new update to his Grok system. So I don't know if you guys remember the whole Grok wave months and months back where it pumped ridiculously. But I've been seeing a lot of Grok 2 tokens coming out on live pairs and different places to where it's definitely started another little wave of Grok. I don't know if it's as strong as last time. I haven't seen as much about it, but I do know he posted about it, and there's been a small wave of Grok things going on.
Degens really will gravitate towards anything that they can. It's like, we got two. Let's go.
Literally,
You could probably
it's
follow me.
sad.
You could probably follow meme coins with just watching Elon's Twitter.
Well, that's true too.
If you see his tweet go out, you can go on live pairs, and within 5 minutes, there'll be 20 different pairs made of just what like his newest tweet. It doesn't matter what it is, but they'll take a word out of that tweet, and they will make 20 different live pairs instantly.
That's crazy.
I know I used to trade live pairs, and I used to do pretty well on them, and then it just started getting worse and worse and worse, and then now it's like you're kind of just picking a needle in a haystack and hoping for the best.
Like a little lottery ticket, huh? Pepe, how have they been doing? I'm not into meme coins a lot, but I feel like I haven't heard much about them in a while. But they have a huge market cap. It looks like
Pepe's looking kind of weak at the moment.
I mean, it's all lottery. Are you talking about the meme, the large market cap Pepe, or the based AI Pepe? There's two.
I'm just talking about this one here, I guess. The first one that launched. Like probably about a year ago now, huh?
Yeah, it was in the bottom of the bear market.
Yeah, that's technically the second one. The bigger one's the second one.
Oh, okay.
And the OG one is like trying to be spun up to something else.
I believe there was another spin-off of that, the Pepe AI or Pepe or something. It was like
it's like the based AI, like machine learning thing, I think.
Yeah, I know that one did pretty well too. Not billion, well, not like the first Pepe, obviously, but every time you get these good tokens that do well, they always try and spin off of it, whether it's like a baby Nero or a Nero 2.0 or like whatever it may be. There's always a spin-off, and some of them actually do well sometimes.
So Dinksy Nero is what you're watching pretty closely right now, huh?
Yeah, I think it's the highest alpha or highest risk return right now, especially at this level. Yeah, I think a lot of the olds, like OG Doge and Shiba people are buying into it, and that's what I've been hearing on Telegram.
Oh, for sure. That's exactly what it is too. I've been hearing a ton about it, and like I said, because it's supposed to be the new Doge. It's the same dog. It's the younger version. It's supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying? Since the one passed, it's supposed to be the new wave or the new generation of it. So there's definitely been a shift of people coming over for sure.
Yeah, honestly, you just gotta follow the whales. Especially the people like if they're holding Doge and Shiba, they probably have a lot more discretionary speculative money, right? So that's definitely helping the chart
So when it comes to like Doge, I know you guys obviously can't predict it or know for sure, but I've heard a lot of people talking about people are expecting Doge to kind of get another run again. I was just curious as to if you guys felt the same or if you guys felt like it could be like some false hope or whatever it could be.
I think when the larger crypto kind of pulse is moving, then Doge gets a little bit more of that run, right? So when we have Coinbase, Robinhood, etc., moving to the top of the app charts, and everyone's kind of flooding back into crypto, Doge is inevitably going to get a bit of a move. You know, there's
sure.
always the potential of a Elon tweet that sends Doge flying, but other than that, I think there's still a lot more action to be had in meme coins in general. The Nairo chart looks kind of the best, really, out of most of the meme coins that, you know, most of the majors. Anyways, just scrolling through them, we're looking at them. This range right here, where we're looking at the 225, 230 market cap. You know, a break up above that range. We're not far off of all-time highs either, so it kind of looks nice. You know, it could be a bit of a trend reversal here as well, right? So kind of a couple of lower lows, and then we got a higher low. Now we're looking to get up above really 260, and it does that, and it probably is pushing higher into this 280 range. So it looks pretty good.
Yeah, speaking about Doge, I've actually had this conversation with a few people lately, so I've gotten quite a few different perspectives on it, and I think there's a certain, I don't know if I want to say market cap, but there's definitely a certain point to where a meme coin crosses over from being like a meme coin to attached to the larger all caps. When you have a multi-billion dollar meme coin, it's no longer like oh, we got to make memes kind of meme coin. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely, it's more relative to like the higher cap coins, to where it follows the Bitcoin trend and the ETH trend and things of that nature, compared to like who's gonna buy and sell their bag. You know, like somebody big can sell their bag right now, it's probably not gonna affect the market cap too much.
For
But
sure.
but I do think, you know, when it comes to, I've had people recently asking in the Discord, oh, do you think there's going to be a God candle on it? And my answer is probably not. I don't see that, especially with the dog passing. I don't really see much of like that crazy community vibe to where it's just going to pump out of nowhere. But I do think there's chances for like, there's still talks of, we all know how much Elon loves Doge and how he's put it on his Twitter, and he's obviously made such a ruckus about it in the past bull run. And I made a ton of money off of it when all that happened before, you know, the SNL situation. But I don't think, unless he still is like supporting it the way he was, which is one of the main reasons that it did have that crazy run, unless he, you know, uses it. There's been talks of Twitter payments and him using Dogecoin in that, or some type of extra utility value being added to it. I don't really see a crazy run happening to it. But like Rhodes said, it's kind of attached to the more macro crypto, where it's kind of attached to like Bitcoin prices and Ethereum prices. So when those run and those have their streak, I do think it's going to be attached to that, and I do think it'll do well. So I think there's definitely higher levels than where it's at. But when it comes to like that meme coin vibe, where you're gonna get like Nero, where it pumps hundreds of millions of dollars a day, you know, like it's just, I don't see that really happening for Dogecoin, just based off of where the narrative was and what created it, what kept it going. It's just not the same as it was the last bull market. So like I said, I do think it reached that level though, to where it is attached to everything else higher in crypto.
Can I give you the counterpoint to that?
Go ahead, of course.
So I'm pretty bullish on Doge. I would say the Doge community is probably the more niche community in Web3. Like they won't trade NFTs. They probably don't even have other crypto holdings. There's a lot of like people who buy Doge just on Robinhood, right? It's like one of the few meme coins on Robinhood you can buy, besides like probably Shiba. So there's that aspect. I think you're not incorporating in the thesis, where when we hit that like euphoric phase of crypto, there's definitely Web2 people who've never bought crypto in their life go on Robinhood and buy Doge as an entry into crypto. So and those people are the kind of people that can bring Doge to like the highest levels. Probably like, I think it hit like $1 or something, very close last time, like 74 cents.
Yeah, it got up to I believe 72 cents or something like that.
Right. So that's what I'm expecting. I mean, it's people who don't have any exposure to crypto and don't know anything about Web3. They know about Dogecoin. They know about like that dumb dog that's on a coin and people like are millionaires because of it. And that's the kind of narrative that is like easily sold to people, that we know that like being in Web3, knowing that it's not a case for everyone to just buy a coin and become rich. But like, if you're not familiar with Web3 and all that, and all like the hopium or whatever that people spew on X, like that's something people can believe, like normal day people that don't have any exposure to crypto, right? So that's the thing that I'm waiting for.
That's a pretty good point. I feel like I see a lot, I guess you can call them normies. A lot of normies will just, like you said, bring that up. I've talked to people about crypto a lot, and they're just like, "What do you think about Doge?" Or, I hold, a little bit of Doge, and then that's about all they know, really. So
yeah, and they hold like 2K of Doge. That's a lot for someone who doesn't hold any crypto. Like if you have 2K Doge on Robinhood, that's like a pretty significant like backing and support for crypto.
Yeah.
If that's your only holdings, right? 2K for some of us is like, oh, that's like not even ETH. Like that's not even that much to gamble on. But like, they don't know what crypto is. They don't even know, like they don't even have a wallet. They just have a Robinhood account, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and especially because that's funny. I actually, that's where I did buy Dogecoin. it's Robinhood, and when I got started, I got started with the referrals off of Robinhood. That's before I knew anything about crypto. I simply wanted to get in, and I heard free stocks, and kind of just went from there. And I did start trading Dogecoin on Robinhood, and you definitely have a valid point. I definitely agree with you. And people, it is one of those comfortability coins of like newbies and things like that. But I also think last bull market was a lot different than this one. Last bull market, we had utility tokens that were pumping, and it wasn't a widespread variety of meme coins like there is now. It's like before there was Doge, Shiba, and there was a couple of them, but it wasn't heavy set the way it is now. And now it's like before the news articles about meme coins was Doge or it was Shiba, and now it's more like shit coins or meme coins in general. But and it's not saying that it won't. I'm not, like I said, I don't see anything bad happening for Doge. Like I said, it's just, and unless you get those waves, for me personally, in my viewpoint, unless you get those waves of things that happened for the last bull market for Doge, which is like you had Elon pumping it constantly, and just different things that were happening, that it's a little bit different for this bull market. But I do agree with you on the fact that it is one of those coins that is already, it's got that recognition for the millionaires being made. It is that comfortability coin that everybody knows about because it was the most popular token last cycle and going in, and you had the Dogecoin dude who put everything into it and ended up, I think his name is the Dogecoin millionaire, and like people were becoming famous off of owning the token as well. So I mean, it's definitely one of those comfortability tokens to where people do know about it a lot easier than others, and that they have access to it easier than they would, let's just say, Nero, because some people may not know how to go on the Uniswap and do all that stuff, but they can get on Robinhood and just buy it simply. So you have a very valid point in that.
Yeah, I mean, Doge has that like typical meme coin chart where it's just like a downward slope and then it's just one god candle to set it up.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly
like
it. It's also the NFT chart. They're both the same. It's the even Bitcoin has the 10 days that have almost all the price action in the year. Well, meme coins, etc.
Ooh.
They have like probably a couple days that have most of the price action on
It's
that.
like
So
95% red candles and then like one
yeah,
monster
one
green
just
candle
one
that
just
like
big move.
that just like puts everyone to profit.
Yeah, no. For your sake, I hope I'm wrong. I hope you do just a majorly god candle. That was like tomorrow we wake up and it's just up 400%. I'd die laughing. That'd be hilarious. But like hopefully for your sake, I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't see it doing bad, and I don't see it not going up. I don't like personally like I know I think I'm saying I just would rather wait to see something special before I see a god candle come out of it. You know, like because last I was a part of it. I was a part of the entire run from 0.004 or whatever to 72 cents, and I watched the entire thing. I didn't sell the top, unfortunately. It would have been nice, but you know I definitely seen the entire thing, and it was exciting. But I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I don't own it no more, or I'm not sure, but.
All I need you to do is buy one Doge and then we can start being bullish on Dogecoin together. That's how it works.
He's like, let's get you back on the squad. No, I'm definitely bullish on Doge. Like I said, I just like I don't know. Like I said, I see it becoming more of like a gradual thing to where I do see God candles coming, just stretched out over time.
Yeah, but it has that I think it's always gonna be connected to a meme coin. So like it's gonna have that meme coin chart, you know, where it's just like slowly dripping, very slowly bleeding away, and then like a god candle.
Ping.
Either Elon or people, because it's really just FOMO, right? It's people seeing
True.
Doge at what's it at right now? It's at 10 cents right now. So then people like see it at like 15 cents. They're like, oh, I'm gonna miss it, and they buy it at 15, and then it hits 20, and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna miss it again, and then they buy it at 20, and then it's at like 50 or 60 or 70 or $1, right? That's kind of how
Doge
that's kind of how that mentality goes, where people don't want to buy it when it's like slowly descending, but that's like probably the best time to buy it.
No, it really is exactly. You always want to buy it in muddy waters compared to when it's all the way up in the sky. You know.
Yeah, but it feels so bad to buy it, you know? It like emotionally it feels bad, but you know it's the right thing to do.
I like it at 8 cents. Bring it to 8 cents, and that's where you want to enter.
8 cents your entry.
I'm marking your
But
word.
like basically
You got it
touched
written
it
down.
that one day, but nothing.
So 8 cents, October 15th, start of the bull market, like just start of the banana zone, start of where crypto rips. That's when it takes off, right there. Let it happen.
October 15th? Is that what you're planning?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that
we
what
could
you're
hit
coding
8. We
into
could
the
hit
smart
8
contract?
cents right away. It can go to 8 cents right away, but you know, probably just following this trend, October 15th.
You know when it's pumping, when you get that like Coinbase notification, it's like Dogecoin is the top mover for the last like 24 hours, and it's like up like 100%.
Yeah,
That's
it.
when you know. That's when you know you missed the buying entry.
Jeez, it could go up. When's the Trump Elon spaces?
I thought it was today. It was supposed to be some Monday, but I'm not sure. Actually, let me check. It's on Polymarket actually.
Maybe it's on tonight.
I actually didn't even know about that. I'm surprised. I haven't heard about that
Yeah.
at all.
So like something like that could.
It's Tuesday.
One of them says.
Wait.
One of them says Trump and
no, it's today.
Or not says Trump, but says Doge, and it's all of a sudden 30 cents.
Yeah, but see, that's what I mean though. Unless that's exactly what I'm talking about. Of if something like that happens, I do see significant things happening. Like that's all it takes. It's just that's not happening at the moment. So you know what I'm saying? Like if you do get him going on stage and all it takes is one word, Doge, bang, it's over. It's something like that. Now that's different. That's where I do see something like that happening. You know what I'm saying? But just like I said, at the moment, like you got to think they're creating a whole nother narrative of Doge dying, Nero is popping. So you know what I'm saying? So like there's the way I'm thinking of it theoretically of like I don't want to say it's the past because it's not, obviously, but like unless something from the past happens, I don't see that God candle happening. But now something like that though, that would completely change everything. Like that's literally all it takes is a doji emoji even. Like it's with Elon, it's something as simple as that. Like he doesn't have to do much. He could just have like a little reflection in the mirror, and next thing you know, crypto Twitter's going crazy. So he is definitely the biggest marketer in crypto when it comes to meme coins, and that's literally all it takes is something as simple as that.
I would say Elon is kind of more serious now. He's like less memey, if you know what I mean, on Twitter.
He has tamed. He has tamed a bit lately.
Well, didn't he get
Other
in trouble
than
with the
some of his
SEC?
political rants, he probably got in trouble with some of the crazy stuff that he was doing to almost
I do
manipulate
believe
markets,
it was
right?
an issue. I don't think he got in trouble. I believe he got a letter or something that happened because of his posting about Doge. But I do believe he had trouble with the SEC about his posts and stuff on crypto.
I think I've been muted for a bit. I was
He's
trying
been
to
quiet.
talk.
He's just been saying
I think
the
that
best
space.
alpha.
I'm pretty sure that space is live right now,
No
but
way.
it looks
I know
like it
it's not.
rugged. I think it rugged because I click on it.
It rugged on Elon.
I click on it and it says space unavailable.
How ironic is that, dude? Watch that be a meme coin in itself.
Wait. Oh yeah. See what the heck? Anytime I click it, it just says
On.
space unavailable.
I'm gonna try to
121,000.
get on. Should I stream it on our stream? That's the real question.
A lot of people do that, like watch other streamers stream and they get viewers.
Yeah, see if Rhodes can do it.
All right, guys, we need some good facial
great out.
reactions. No.
Yeah, well, should we invite Trump and Elon to our stream? It's not rugging. We just gotta send them the link.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm telling you, that is hilarious. Watch, I'm telling you right now, go on live parents. You probably got like Elon rugs or like, like Elon's rug or something. It's ironic that he broke that of all people.
I wonder what's the biggest space ever.
Probably that one.
120 something K.
There was like
Seems
a
like it.
huge. There was a huge space I was listening to when Hamas started fighting Israel.
Oh, was that Mario or whatever?
Yeah, but I don't follow him anymore, so I don't go on his spaces.
Yeah, I went bearish when he changed from a crypto punk.
Was he a crypto guy before?
He used to rock a crypto punk for a while.
Huh.
And then I don't know, he's like, I'm gonna rock my face.
I could be wrong, but I do believe I seen him on that Killer Whale show too. From the Hello Network. It's like Shark Tank, but for crypto. I believe I seen him on one of those as a judge or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I just know him because of Twitter. Yeah, I think the space isn't working, or maybe it's maxed out. Maybe you can't get in it.
My
Is that a
Twitter is rugged right
I have
now.
no idea.
Actually,
I think they
I can't-
probably broke it.
I think
Damn, they broke
Twitter.
all of Twitter with their space.
There we go.
Yeah, good thing we're on. Actually, our space seems like it's down as well. Good thing we're on YouTube right now as well. So.
Oh, for real? They really did break Twitter.
I was gonna say we've been at 94 views for like the last 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely did break it. What the hell?
YouTube right now as well.
Oh wait, maybe not.
We're good. We're good. Sounds like we got it.
Okay.
But yeah, the space won't load.
I do like this space, by the way. I do want to throw that out there. I know it's kind of off topic, but I was talking to Tyler about it last week, and I do think this is not only for marketing, but just for like general educational purposes. Like this is beautiful to get to the masses. Like how many? So this goes on like multiple different platforms.
Yeah, what do you got it going through on right now, Danksy? Just both B3L, YouTube and X. B3L.
Yeah, Twitter and YouTube right now, but it seems like Twitter's like destroyed. So that's what you get for firing like 60% of the people.
Elon's probably running through the headquarters right now, like, what is going on?
Yeah, I've said it 1,000 times. You'd think with spaces being here for years that they'd have something figured out. Like, at least it wouldn't happen as much. But I know, like, almost every other space that I have, there's a problem. So, like, you'd think there'd be something figured out by now.
Normally it's the Wi-Fi. The guy who's like connecting it to the space, his Wi-Fi is bad. So that's why we use Stream. Like StreamYards is perfect because they have their own server. But like I think if it's too many people, like the Elon Musk one is, they don't have the server like infrastructure for it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to upgrade. Poly Market.
Did you bet any of these, Tanksy?
I have a bet on. So I made a bet today. I bought some. I bought Kamala Harris wins the popular vote. That seems like a pretty easy win.
That's not great odds, though, right?
77%.
What was it? 77?
77, yeah.
Yeah. So what I mean by not great odds is the fact that it will likely happen, and therefore
It's definitely going to happen. The Democrats
your
always
return
win
is your return is a little less that way.
right. And then I have Iran military response by Friday. But I'm getting destroyed on that one.
Yeah, they just took pictures of like our, I don't know, some ship that we had and like sent it to us or something. Did you guys see that?
Wait, what?
What do you mean? Did they make like a meme?
Like
of it?
Iran, no, like their stealth bomber or whatever took a picture of our like aircraft carrier and was like, watch out, I guess. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter. Actually, I'll go on Instagram.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be anything over here, but
no, for sure not. I mean, they've always been beefing over there. I'm not sure what the situation is.
Yeah, I think we should just make our ways out.
What do you mean? Out of selling them weapons and stuff?
Out of helping everybody in the Middle East. All these proxy wars.
Potentially. But then what about all our companies? All our warmongering companies?
That make money off of it. True.
Boeing's a huge military industrial complex supplier. GE.
Yeah, true. Money, or I guess they do make a lot of money from it. / we. Trump and Harris agree to a debate, not on Fox News.
I bought that one, and I think I got scammed. I definitely got baited.
I don't think he'd want to do it on Fox.
I don't think Kamala Harris will do it on Fox, but Trump will for sure do it.
Oh, he likes Fox?
Fox is good for him, no?
I'm not for sure. He doesn't like ABC, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like Twitter is down.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at Twitter now, and when I pull up the B3L page, it just says live. It doesn't say like viewers or anything. It just says live. So like, it's not updating at all.
Yeah. What a crazy time.
It's working for me. It's just not. I just can't get into the Elon Trump space.
Yeah, I'm on mobile. It looks like you're on the computer as well, so that might be.
No, mobile does not work at all. I tried on my phone already.
Oh, that trade right there is crazy with the doodles and
what?
Right there for that Bored Ape.
Mm-hmm.
On which
Trippy Ape 5 ETH for a whole lot of doodles. Was this Blondie?
Looks like 25.
Well, who wins out on that trade? I'm not even sure. I don't know the prices.
I think whoever got the doodles won that one long
Yeah,
term.
there's a lot of people saying that whoever sold the doodles lost.
I would think so as well on
But
first
that
guess, but then that's just because there's a whole lot of them there. But there's some really good doodles there too, right? Let's see.
yeah, there's a lot of rares apparently, but that Trippy Ape is also very rare and probably sought after. +5 ETH too. You can't. And if that person in Doodles got those, a while back, probably doesn't really matter to them.
Very true too. It might depend on when you
It's still
got
money. Still a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. I guess
We're good.
Oh, someone called the Elon versus Trump interview meme coin on one of my telegrams. I wonder how that's gonna do.
are you in?
I am in.
Look at you,
we
right
got-
between Elon and Donald Trump.
Right?
Go see if you can see if you can host. See if you can get on a speaker.
Trump
Oh,
might
they're just restarting up, are they?
fat finger it, let you on. Let's see if I can get in it now.
Should we do some political commentary?
Yeah, it's still not working. I must have to get on my computer here.
Well, they better start talking. I only have maybe another 15 minutes until I've got to jump off. So,
Well, I guess now's a good time. We could probably switch over to NFTs, unless you guys have anything else you wanted to cover.
Now we can have NFTs.
D-Gods. What do they do?
I was gonna say D-Gods and Kanpai Pandas are kind of the bigger stories in NFTs at the moment.
D-Gods up 137% in 7 days.
Why? What's
Yeah,
the
so
narrative there? What happened?
they've kind of switched this focus of Telegram and meme coin and basically turned D-Gods and Utes into a meme coin, so to speak. And as such, they've got a nice little rally off of that. They were pretty beat up as it was going into it, so they're now performing much better.
Yeah, they were. I saw them at like 0.2, 0.3. I feel like definitely at 0.5. I don't know if it actually went down to 0.2, but I remember looking at them, and when they were up, like the last NFT bull market, when they were up around these prices, I'm like, dang, I like these. And then they had a major drop off, and I didn't know what they were doing. I never looked to see what they were doing, so it's just one thing I never ended up getting into. Now I wish I would have.
Yeah, it's about a 2x now, since everything kind of rolled out. So 5 days ago, in about the 12 soul range, up at the 26 range, trending upward quite nicely.
So are they just moving everything to Telegram and basically doing alpha calls?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fully understand exactly everything that's going on there, because obviously the NFTs are still trading as NFTs, but I don't know if it's more of like a Milady's type approach in that respect, and just kind of the Telegram and meme and crypto trying to trading base there or not, but they are looking pretty good otherwise. 30 might be the next. I mean, this range right here is where they're kind of stalling out a little bit on them. Kenpai Pandas,
What's
Ice
on
Bags.
USD terms? You know,
USD terms. Can I look
It's
at
like-
that in USD?
how much is that? That's like 3K, roughly 4K.
That's going to be
No.
closer to 4. Here's USD. 39.21.
Yeah. What was it before? Like under 2. We'll see. We'll see what they do in like a month. I think it's just. I mean, who could have predicted that? So. let's
They
see.
were 4K back in end of May, June, right? So It's
Yeah,
just a
it's that
return.
typical meme
Yeah,
coin NFT
it's-
chart, you know.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I did never see them at that low then, but they were at good 0.6, 0.7 ETH
$1,600,
for a while. I feel like.
$1,700. Yeah. They do trade on both Solana and ETH, so you could see them on either side of it.
I mean, have they even had like an announcement like
1.5.
recently? I feel like
Have they
I
had
don't
a
know,
what?
it feels very
0.65.
reactive.
Yeah, I like, especially for just like a Telegram announcement, I guess.
DGods is successful when they are leaning into being this kind of creator environment and this kind of like this mob type mentality. When that's going for them, they're really good. They have
For sure.
excellent art, and they can gain some energy and really embrace what NFTs are in the terms of community. They just haven't had that for a while.
I really do like their
Frank
art.
Exactly, and Frank has been all over the place in terms of whether or not he's on or off, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Kind of lack a little bit of vision and execution. So there's plenty that aren't great. Like the foundation for like everything that you'd want in an NFT collection is there. They just haven't hit on it. Why is this just music? Is this like a rerun of it? Like what? Just Trump playing music?
I don't know. I'm in a chat right now in the long lost chat, and they're talking about they're just trolling people or something. It's just music for 200,000 people.
Oh my god.
And they haven't said anything yet. And then I'm in another chat too, and they're talking about Elon's just giving away crypto in the space. So like I guess he's giving away a ton of crypto. I don't know what's going on. It seems like it's just a chaotic scenario right now.
Only on Twitter or X.
It's Elon,
Amazing.
dude. I feel like life is just a game to Elon. Like at this point, like I feel like he just does whatever he wants. Like
Good life to live.
I feel like Twitter's just been broken the whole time.
how long does it say it was open for? Did it just start, or is it like a?
This tweet went out a half hour ago or 40 minutes ago. It's been pinned up for 36 minutes, so it's been going at least around 40 minutes or so. Maybe like 4:30, 7:30.
It's just music. Like,
It's just music. I can't even
This
figure out how
DJ
to
party.
change the volume of this music. You know, we're just listening to some Trump music here.
just like elevator music too.
I guess this is how we do rallies now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apes, a bit of a bounce here. Penguins, a bit of a smaller bounce. Milady's back up to just below 4. They're down as low as 3.4. So there are some victories in NFTs. Ken Pi Pandas, like I said, took a bit of the beating on this original token launch from Donald Trump Jr. and whether or not there was an actual agreement going on or not, or however it all kind of rolled out, it just did not work. And of course, that was the massive meme rug early in the week, last week or mid last week, late in the week. Trying to place the
It was
date,
like
but
mid last week,
yeah,
late last week.
mid Wednesday, Thursday kind of thing, probably Thursday. And so that has kind of tanked Ken Pi Pandas a bit. They've kind of rebounded for the most part.
Were they associated with it? Why were they?
Well, Ice Bags was the one that I think was defined as organized it. They were 0.75 when this all kind of started. They're only at 0.5 now, so they're still down, a good 30%. But they got as low as 0.39, so almost down 50% on it. Bit of a rebound, but it's harder to say. That story, and I'm sure that there's been more of that story within local circles there with it. But it sounds like, the idea of the coin kind of got leaked out a bit or whatever, or a lot of inside whales on the trade, etc. And then a bit of a sell off and then a kind of a full out tank, and however that kind of rolled out just didn't roll out well. It's kind of
I
my
can't
perception on what
believe-
happened.
I can't believe Trump is even considering doing a meme coin.
Well, I don't know if it was Trump, but or not. It's hard to say.
Would you guys buy a Trump meme coin? I feel like you're just gonna get owned.
If I feel like I always buy meme coins at the wrong time. So I feel like I guess if I caught it at the right time, sure.
But that's what you think every time you buy one. You're not gonna buy a coin and be like, "This is definitely the wrong time to buy it," and then you buy it.
No, yeah, you're right. But like
You're
if I
definitely
catch it right off the rip, like
money
right
grab.
when it's like right when it's dropped or something, I guess. Catch the early hype.
Did you say a token or a NFT? I missed it.
Well, he launched an NFT before. He's launching it. He's considering launching a meme coin, which is crazy to me. I mean, it seems like the most obvious cash grab.
I mean, look, bro, I've lost $50 before.
Exactly. Little lotto ticket, I guess. I wouldn't mind. Better than throwing it in a slot machine.
Right, but you're not going to be like the first. You're probably not going to be the first like 10,000 person to buy it. Right, the $50 to like 1,000, couple thousand only works if you're like the first 100.
True.
Facts, bro.
But I'll take like a quick like $150, you know, from it. 100% return on my 50. Buy another one. No, yeah, that's really why I don't trade meme coins a lot. It's hard for me to keep up with them.
I thought you were going to say because you were a gambling addict.
Oh, well, we won't talk about that here today, but Mutant Apes had, yeah, looks like they had a little bit of a...
They've outperformed apes in this kind of recent rebound. They got as low as 1.4, which is just wild for mutants.
For
Up
real.
now to 1.7. Of course, they're at 1.4 in the same range that ETH was also down. So just like ridiculously low prices on mutants. I've kind of been looking at them really for a while here. And I think back even as a 1.7 range before they kind of dumped, I thought they were a pretty good potential entry there. So they have performed really well. This took forever to load, so I don't know how quick we can get ladies up here. We'll kind of want to look at that one. That was the strongest looking NFT chart for the longest time. And then we just lost it all in the dump. They haven't really recovered, and they're fighting against this 4 ETH range right now. So they don't necessarily look strong.
Just from a quick glance on that, 3 ETH to 2.5 ETH kind of looks like a nice little range if it keeps to go down. I guess, after that little 3 mark there.
3.4, I think, is probably the next area where it likely holds a bit. And then it's down all the way down to 2.78.
Yeah.
I think 3.4 is
really
I
nice
doubt
entry. I doubt it goes that low. 3.4 makes sense, more sense.
Mm-hmm. Be a good one to kind of try to get some offers out on at a lower price. You're looking at them. IG. It's basically basement value for Pudgy over the last long while here. So
have they
ETH range has been a pretty reasonable hold for them. So Pudgy looks pretty good here overall.
Have they dropped any new announcements or anything that you know of since, I guess, the plushies?
I haven't heard anything other than kind of they've been developing their Pudgy world, Pudgyverse.
Oh, okay.
Part of it. So most of the news is related to that.
Yeah, they had a huge run up to 20 ETH, so I'm not surprised to see them back down here. From what they went from like 1-2 ETH up to like 20 ETH. It was insane.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like, I mean, we're not saying Doodles has that kind of legs on it, but as things approach here over the next 2-3 weeks into the Toronto Film Festival and everything kind of rolls out, there could be some good energy around there. So they always look interesting across the board on Doodles. I still think, you know, they are kind of the next promising one for breakout. They have all the right pieces anyways.
That Arizona iced tea that was a huge collab. That was pretty cool.
I kind of didn't get as excited with it, only because, you know, back in the day with Arizona hanging out with various communities, etc., and kind of talking about, you know, collabs with all of them.
Oh, really?
What they may want to do and what they want to do and all that kind of stuff. It's cool that you see it in the store and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty awesome.
Good for the space for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, Doodles have been pretty good at tying those collabs and partnerships together.
Right.
Better than most. But they haven't always seen the price action off of it. You know, Arizona collab a year ago sends an NFT. Now it's just like, okay.
I know, right? Kind of thing, everything's right? Like opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got a nice IP for, especially Arizona. I feel like it just matches pretty good.
Yeah. Very good. Apes are just so stable here right now over this last while. In this like 9 to 9.5 ETH range. Which is good for them.
Yeah.
If they can break out, that's the collection I think still drives the market. So it'd be really nice to see them be able to pull that off.
Is there a website you can like leverage trade apes? I remember some a while back. I just forgot what they are now.
I don't think so. I'm looking at this one thing that I heard of, but I think it's just for loans, like NFT loans. Use
buy now pay later
like
on Blur
perps or something. I think that was called.
Okay.
Injective has it actually.
I was gonna say you could definitely probably find it somewhere. And blur farming and stuff's kind of slowed down to my understanding as well.
Oh, I heard Blur was moving to Sol, or they're trying to do something on Sol now.
Like I hope they. I mean, I feel like that'd be a bad move for them to just get rid of ETH. So, are they wanting to switch or just add Solana? Or you're not really sure?
I'm not sure. I think they're just moving to Solana. Or they're like trying to do something on Solana, basically.
Yeah, I'm sure they need to do something to bring people back to their platform.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fade Blur at this moment.
I agree.
Don't want to farm anymore. Let me see if I can. There's NFT perps. That's the one I'm looking at right now.
Well, sounds like we're not getting anything out of this Trump Elon space. Maybe eventually we will. We'll probably hang out and listen to it, but I got to start rolling out. Any final thoughts, closing kind of elements to it?
No. Another great Monday space here. Again, appreciate you guys for letting us join you guys and put our 2 cents in.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to double down on that and definitely appreciate you guys letting me show up too as well. And having room on your stage, and love what you guys are doing here. You guys are definitely killing it. You guys as a team are very, very well, and I definitely like the little collaboration here, and obviously people like it too. I've gotten multiple messages about it already from last week, and I wasn't even a part of it. So you guys are definitely doing a great job. So like I said, I
Awesome.
appreciate you guys letting me come up here, and hope you guys have a blessed rest of your night, man.
No,
Yeah.
appreciate you guys.
Likewise. Yeah.
Let's just try to run it back every week. I think it's a good time.
Mhm.
Next time we'll get Elon and Trump, and we'll host it so it doesn't rug. But
Yeah.
I think we figured out the streaming situation for sure.
Yeah, if we can figure out how to get them on, let me know. I'm gonna have to take some notes and some chill pills. I don't know if I'll be able to talk to them calmly.
We gotta bait Elon to saying Doge, and then buy Doge
He's like, we're
before.
getting that God candle, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna force
Yeah.
it out of you,
Yeah.
basically. But yeah, appreciate the time. Let's run it back next week, and yeah, appreciate you guys coming on and talking and chatting meme coins. Quite an interesting day. Pretty calm weekend, but with the whole Elon Twitter space thing, I think it kind of threw us off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely, and appreciate you guys again too. We'll run it back next Monday. I think last Monday was quite a hectic day in the market as well. So this one, like you said, Elon stole all the listeners. But no, for real, guys, appreciate you. Awesome to listen to what you guys have to say in the market. Next week I'll be at my desk, so I'll be prepared and ready to go.
Perfect.
Appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Take care,
See ya.
everyone.